and this is Power and Blast. So usually this would be posted on a Friday for Feature Friday, but we have an amazing event coming up very soon on Friday, and I really wanted to amp it up and give it the highlight that it deserves, because it's going to be phenomenal. Today I will be interviewing a very talented playwright and actor, Aaron Tyler. Hello, Aaron. How are you doing?
I am doing well. How are you?
I am doing great. Thanks for being here.
Of course. Thanks for having me. I'm so excited.
Yeah, me too. And you're incredibly busy now because you're working on your play, which is coming up this Friday. Can you tell us, what is it about?
So Boys Like Us is the title of it, and it deals with Trayvon, our main character. He has an encounter with the police. So the whole play is basically him dealing with the outcome of that. He has to deal with his family. He has to deal with the trauma of being Black in America, as well as being gay in the Black community. So it deals with a lot of different topics and themes.
Yes, it's heavy in themes, and I was going to share what it was about, but I would get too excited and I would reveal too much. So I wanted to just leave that to you. And the main character's name, his name is Trayvon. Was that on purpose?
It was. I definitely wanted to give that call back to Trayvon Martin, one of the first deaths by police brutality to really spark the Black Lives Matter movement. Mm-hmm. And as you know, there's that hoodie in the piece, so that it was on purpose.
You have a lot of clever moments like that in the play too. You play tribute to a lot of things, and it has so many themes. All of them are just so powerful. What inspired it? Like, what was that one thing? Did one thing happen to you that made you say, "Oh, you know what? I need to start writing"? Like, what drove that?
I don't know. It was just, I think it was really just a sense of being tired. Just tired of seeing all these names, tired of seeing the different story with just different people, the same story with different people. Just seeing Black brothers and sisters get shot and gunned down by police officers, people that are supposed to protect us. So it was just that, and also I acknowledge the erasure that happens a lot of the LGBT community in the Black community. So those two things were just heavy on my mind. And this play is the way of me working through those things.
Yes. And exactly, because that's why Power and Blasto is what it is. It is for artists to use their art as an outlet. And so I love how you did that. You got all of that. You got the frustration. I don't want to say anger, because whenever we get excited about something, angry. Right. I'm not saying that. No, you had a healthy frustration, and it made sense for you too, and you put that into your work, and it's beautiful. How long did it take for you to write it?
Oh wow. I started writing it in September of 2019.
Okay.
And then it went all the way through to March of 2020. And then the edits happened from, I started editing it like a little bit last month, since I knew I'd be part of New Voices. Mm-hmm. So really from September to now.
Yeah, but I mean, for you to put all of that in there, it seems like a long time, but really when you're working with something like this, it's kind of like a book. It does take a while, and it was written greatly, and I feel like you must have been like super passionate to like get it into that time crunch too. So that's very impressive. And it's just a one-act play, right?
It is, and everyone has been telling me to write the second act, so I might go ahead.
You need to make a second act, because
especially how it ends.
Yes, hearing how it ends and everything, I need more. I definitely need more. And reading the script too. I have read the script, and it was so vivid. I could picture everything. I think, to say as far, it should be a play and a movie and a book. It should be like the whole thing, because it's so great. I could picture them being in the kitchen. I could picture them being in a car. I could just picture it all. So great job with that.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And it is for Brave New Voices, correct?
It is. New Voices for the Theater with Spark.
Yes. And how did you hear about it? Like, what brought you to Brave New Voices? Was it introduced to you? Did you like look it up, or?
So last year, I was actually an actor in one of the original one-act plays, and then the playwriting class at ARG's Appomattox Regional Governor's School. Every year, everyone submits the plays to Spark for this program. So it's kind of a tradition for everyone to just submit it every year.
And did you think that you were going to be in it?
Um, I don't know. Of course I hoped I would be, but you never really know with things like that. They said they had, I believe, 174 submissions from all over Virginia.
Wow.
I was like, I don't know.
And how many plays get chosen to be broadcasted? Like,
There were 8 plays that were chosen like as final winners, and then they had a list of 20 finalists that they had to pick between. So out of those 174, it was the main 8.
so you were on top. Like, you were in the top percentile. That's super impressive.
Thank you. Yeah, it was mind blowing. It was crazy.
And I mean, what has been your experience as a Black man living in America? Because that is something that your play touches on a lot.
Yeah. It's scary. It is. Sometimes I'll just be driving and see police officers, and I kind of just tense up and freeze a little bit. And I think that is that kind of fear that a lot of white Americans just don't have to deal with in that same aspect as Black people do. Going into stores, making sure you don't have your hands in your pockets too much, or taking notice of like what you touch in the store. It's tedious and it's tiresome, but you gotta do it.
Exactly. And I liked that you did a great job of explaining that in your play. It was very emotional. I'm trying to like keep it together, but it was expressed perfectly, and it was definitely relatable. It's very authentic, and that's why I love, young people like you and me. You're writing something, you're creating something to represent us, and a lot of times we see ourselves represented on TV or in plays, but a lot of times, sadly, it's not always by people who look like us. It's
Right.
not always people who experience the same things as us, and because of that, we don't get the truth of our lives.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it was really cool that you created something to really represent us. And another thing that I like that you added in there is that you talked about the struggles of being a Black man, and you also talked about the struggles of being a Black woman. And a lot of times people, they forget that Black women were struggling through it too, because all we see are Black men on the news getting killed. Breonna Taylor wasn't the first Black woman killed by the police. It's happening all the time.
Too much.
How did you, what was the genius behind that? Like, what pushed you to include that into your piece?
I think I know that it'd be wrong to talk about the struggles of Black people and only talk about Black men, and
Yes.
not talking about Black women, not talking about trans Black women, trans Black men. Just making sure that we have that full scope of the entire Black community, and understanding that there are a ton of different kind of Black people, but we are all still Black people. You know what I mean? So for that portion of the mother who mainly talks about the plight of the Black woman, I asked my female Black friends, like, what is it like? You know what I mean? I don't have that experience as a Black man. So I asked them, what is it like to walk into a room with predominantly white people, white men, and see how that plays out. Miss Mallory, one of the teachers at ARGS, her account of some of the things that have happened with her, that actually inspired the mother character in the story. So it's just collecting different experiences from people and finding the commonalities between all of them, and just trying to speak to a larger group of people.
I loved that you had that sense of respect. Like, you didn't imagine what it was like. You didn't look it up. You talked to somebody who had been through that, so that you could have a really good representation of that in your play. So I love that you did that. And you seem to be super respectful, and you seem to really take the time to portray all of your characters as honestly and as authentically, if that is a word. I hope that I'm using it the right way. You seem to be doing all of that as the best that you can, and that just shows so much professionalism, I think. Do you want to go to school and study playwriting or theater or acting?
I am going to Norfolk State to study theater. I plan on being on the stage, but I think a crucial part in being a Black artist in general, not only a Black actor, is making
Yes.
our own art, making our own stories, and creating that opportunity to bring other Black artists up with us. So definitely writing is something I want to get into, directing down the line, just that whole scope of storytelling is what I want to get into.
Yes, and it's very important for young Black artists to be activists. And you might not be on the street. Well, I know you are on the street and you are protesting. I have seen it and I'm loving it and I support it. But that's another thing. Activism isn't just one thing. It doesn't mean that you're out there, you're protesting. It could be something as small as writing to your legislators. It could be something as small as writing a song, writing a poem to speak out for it and putting it out there, or doing what you're doing and creating a piece to inform an audience of what's happening, to expose some of the hardships, expose the bad things that are happening to your people. So,
and just getting that conversation started. That's the main
yeah.
thing I wanted to do with this, is just open up that, just it might be uncomfortable for some people, and I think that honestly is what I wanted to do, because when we
Good.
feel uncomfortable, we talk through why we feel uncomfortable. Are there things that we're doing that are helping these systems to just constantly, it's a lot. It's a lot.
And yes, exactly. Make your audience feel uncomfortable, because
Yeah.
if they feel uncomfortable, I feel like you're right. They would have to take the time to be like, why is this unsettling to me? Like,
Right.
why do I feel this way? Like, if you're repulsed by it, why? Like,
Right.
what's in my mindset? What am I thinking? What can I change to better empathize with people in general? They are people. They are people. We are all people. So yeah, your play, it's so great, and I am in it. I can't wait to see the final product, and yeah, I'm just so excited. Thanks again for being here, Aaron.
Of course. Thank you for having me. You are a powerhouse of a person.
Thank you. And honestly, artists like you inspire me to do things like this. So thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for being a positive role model. And I hope, the viewers who are watching this here, you took something away from this. You're hearing from this young Black gifted artist, and you're hearing, yeah, you know what? He has a good point. I think I'm going to try doing something like that. This is what this is all about. Listen to them, listen to their struggle, listen to what they're working through, so that you can kind of do the same. If this is something that you're passionate about, you see what he's doing with his art, you're seeing how it's making an impact and a change. It literally brought me to tears. You are capable of using your voice to do something like that as well. And again, Aaron, what day will the play be out?
It will be out on, I believe it's YouTube, this coming Monday. I don't know what day that is.
The 13th?
Yes.
Awesome. Great. So guys, take the time, go on YouTube. Aaron, will it be in your bio or anything like that? How can we? Great.
If you go to my social medias, you will find it there. If you go to the Spark Instagram, they'll definitely post it there. Facebook, it'll be everywhere.
Awesome. And I will put both his information and Spark's information out there, so you can click on it and you can go and see it on Monday. Please do not miss it. It is a beautiful piece. It really is. You have to see it. All right. And with that, I will end the interview. Thank you so much, everyone.
Great. Later.